outline is explaining briefly from the mantra, and within that there is two outline. First explaining the goodness or benefit of the mantras, and then the meaning of the mantra itself.
Nākošā sadaļa ir veltīta mantrai, un pirmā apakšsadaļa paskaidro mantras labvēlību, labumu, un otrā apakšsadaļa izskaidro mantras jēgu.
And so then here, therefore the mantra of perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that truly faced by all suffering should be known as truth, since it is not false.
Tātad gudrības pilnveidošanas mantra, augstākā zināšanas mantra, nepārspējamā mantra, nesalīdzināmiem līdzīgā mantra, visas ciešanas nomierinošā mantra ir patiesa, jo tā nav maldinoša.
So, yeah, it is. So when you say therefore, since the perfection of wisdom is something which is to be practiced by all the Buddhas of three times, therefore since the perfection of wisdom, the path or the perfection of wisdom leads over the oceans of the samsara, therefore it is the mantra of perfection of wisdom. And then it is the mantra of knowledge, because the perfection of wisdom is the mantra of knowledge, because it helps to overcome all the ignorance and all the delusions. And the perfection of wisdom is unsurpassed mantra, because there is no other higher path or than this one in terms of leading to the nirvana and fully enlightened state. So there is no other path which surpass or which is equal to it. And it is mantra equal to the unequal, because the wisdom, the perfection of wisdom lead us to the Buddhahood, which is unequal of the sentient beings. And it's the mantra that totally faced by all the sufferings, because it the perfection of wisdom conditions of the samsara and all the suffering, such as the delusion and all other obscurations. Mm. And so the meaning of it should be known as truth, since it's not false, because the emptiness is same as the Buddha's realize as, just as the things appear to Buddha's mind and the way Buddha sees the things and the way things exist are same, not contradictory. Whereas for us, what we see and what we, so therefore that emptiness is true and not false, because the way it exists, the way the Buddha sees and the way it exists is same, there is no contradictions. Yeah.
Te komentārs paskaidro katru no šīs rīkopas atsevišķajiem izteikumiem. Tad gudrības pilnveidošanas mantra, augstākās zināšanas mantra. Gudrības pilnveidošana tiek minēta tādā aspektā, ka tas ir tas, ko ir izmantojuši un izmantos visu triju laiku Budas, lai atbrīvotos no samsāras, un tā ir mantra, kas augstāko zināšanu mantra, jo gudrības pilnveidošana ir augstākā zināšana. Tā ir nesalīdzināmiem līdzīgā mantra, jo sākotnējā daļa bija diezgan vienāda, tāpēc es baigi tur nepierakstīju. Nesalīdzināmiem līdzīgā mantra, jo Budas stāvoklis ir nesalīdzināms ar parasto jūtošo būtņu stāvokli. Ciešanas nomierinošā mantra, jo gudrības pilnveidošana palīdz pārvarēt samsāras cēloņus un apstākļus, un līdz ar to atbrīvoties no visām ciešanām. Un tā ir patiesi, jo nav maldinoša, jo tukšums ir tas veids, kādā Budas redz lietas, un arī patiesībā kā lietas pastāv. Un tā kā tas ir realitāte, veids, kā tas pastāv, un tas, kā to redz Budas, ir vienāds, un tas nav maldinošs.
And then in another sutras, the Buddha says the perfection of wisdom of the Buddhas is the great mantras. And if one train and practice in these mantras, the wise one or the expert will be able to reach the enlightenment. And so that is that you see Buddha explaining that in all different prasna paramitas sutras. So here, as I said, the mantra here doesn't refer to some kind of the mantra normally we relate with the tantra. Okay, here the mantras mainly refer to the perfection of wisdom itself.
Un kāds cits sutras avots saka, ka gudrības pilnveidošana ir tā mantra, ko gudrie, viedie izmanto, lai sasniegtu apgaismību. Un te jāpiezīmē, ka mantra šajā kontekstā nav tas, ko mēs esam ieraduši saprast tantras kontekstā, bet gan ar vārdu mantra tiek apzīmēta pati gudrības pilnveidošana.
Generally, mantras means mantra in Tibetan man is like the mind, and tra is like kind of protections. So it's kind of mantra generally means protecting your mind, and of course protecting your mind can have many different levels. From Tantra point of view, when you say the mantra is protecting from seeing your ordinary form, seeing yourself as ordinary form. Through that practice, you try to see divine form. Protecting from seeing your speech as an ordinary impure speech, but seeing it as a pure divine speech through that kind of mantras. Protecting from seeing all others, the environment, the sentient beings, from seeing impure, but training to see the environment, all sentient beings as a pure. Protecting to see your own mind as an impure. Instead of that, training to see your mind as a pure divine mind of the Buddha. So that is kind of so in this case, in these cases, we are not talking about that kind of tantric mantras. We are talking this mantra referring to the wisdom itself, the perfect wisdom itself. And in that cases, we can say it is protecting, because with that wisdom, it protects us from the ignorance, from the delusions. It protects us from being born in the samsara again. It protects us from experiencing all the pain, sufferings that comes in the samsara. So from that perspective, that wisdom, the perfect wisdom is known as mantra.
Un tātad mantra nozīmē tibetiešu valodā prāta aizsardzība, man ir prāts un trā ir aizsardzība. Un tantras kontekstā, no kā ir jāaizsargā prāts, tur prāts ir jāaizsargā no uztveršanas, sevis uztveršanas ierastajā formā. Mēs tantras praktizētāji, piemēram, savu ierasto cenšas aizsargāt savu prātu, uztvert savu runu par ierasto runu, tā vietā uztverot to kā debesšķīgo runu. Tāpat arī uztvert citus un savu vidi, nevis kā piesārņotu, bet gan kā pilnīgi tīru un debesšķīgu. Un arī uztvert savu prātu kā pilnīgi tīru. Bet šeit, kā mēs jau minējām, mantra ir nevis šajā tantras kontekstā, bet gan mantra kā gudrības pilnveidošana. Un tādā ziņā mantra aizsargā šajā ziņā mūs no neziņas, no maldīgiem priekšstatiem, no pārdzimšanas samsārā un no sāpēm un ciešanām, kas tiek piedzīvotas samsārā.
And then the mantra of perfection of wisdom is declared Parata Gade Gade, Paragade, Parasangade, Bodhisattva. So then the explanation of that is Tayata means thus it is, Um, Om generally is the beginning of the mantras. Normally it is a auspicious syllables. And then of course, if you explain from more kind of tantric point of view, normally Om here has three letters. Om is coming three letters in Sanskrit: A, O, and Ma. So three letters comes to make Om. And so that refers to the body, speech and mind. And that can kind of refer to two things: enlightened body, speech and mind of the Buddhas, and unenlightened body, speech and mind of ourselves. And so with that it shows the possibility, the spiritual goal. Our unenlightened body and speech can be transformed into enlightened body and speech, mind of like the Buddha. So that is kind of like the spiritual goal that you are aspiring to reach.
Gudrības pilnveidošanas mantra pasludināt tajā tā Om gata gata par gata par samgata vadi soha. Tajā tā budistu tulkojot nozīmē tā tas ir. Un nākošā zilbe Om parasti ir mantras sākumā sastopama. Vispārīgi tā tiek uztvert kā labvēlīga zilbe. Un ja mēs to aplūkojam no tantras skaidrojuma viedokļa, tad sanskritā zilbe Om sastāv no trim burtiem: A, O, Ma, un attiecīgi tas attiecās uz ķermeni, runu un prātu, un te tas apzīmē vienlaikus divas lietas, gan to apgaismoto ķermeni, runu un prātu, ko mums ir iespējams sasniegt, gan arī tas vienlaikus atgādina mums par mūsu šobrīd neapgaismoto ķermeni, runu un prātu, un parāda to, kā ir iespējams no šī neapgaismotā stāvokļa sasniegt apgaismoto stāvokli.
Then Gade means gone. Paragades, I don't know how you translate exactly. Gone beyond, and Parasamgade, fully gone, and Bodhi is the enlightenment, and Soha is be rooted, be stabilized. So Gade Parasamgade Bodhi explain the path which lead to the result of the Om, the enlightened body, speech and mind.
Tālāk, gāti nozīmē aizgājis. Pāragāte nozīmē aizgājis aiz, un pārasamgāte nozīmē pavisam aizgājis. Bodhi nozīmē apgaismību, un svaha ir, lai tas tā iesakņojās, lai tas tā nostabilizējās. Un tādējādi tā daļa gāta, paragāte, pārasamgāte, bodhi ir tas ceļš, kas ved uz Om, jeb pilnīgu apgaismību.
So the first gone is gone to the path of accumulations, first Gade. Second Gade gone is gone to the path of preparations. And then Paragade, gone beyond, is gone beyond to the path of seeing. Parasamgade is fully gone to the path of meditations. And the body is the path of no more learning. So with that, it explains how to reach the fully enlightened state by engaging in the practice of five paths.
Pirmais gate, jeb aizgājis, attiecās uz uzkrāšanas ceļu, otrais gate attiecās uz sagatavošanās ceļu, trešais ceļš, jeb redzēšanas ceļš, ir ietverts vārdā pāragate. Nākošais vārds pārasamgate attiecās uz meditēšanas ceļu, un bodhi attiecās uz vairs nemācīšanās ceļu. Tā kā mēs redzam, ka te ir paskaidrots un ietverts šis te 5 etapu ceļš.
So, soha means, as I said, is rooted or stabilized, but in these cases it means go to or gone to the state of bodhi, the fully enlightened state.
Un soha, kā jau es teicu, nozīmē iesakņošanos, nostabilizēšanos, bet šajā gadījumā tas var attiekties arī uz aiziešanu bodhi stāvoklī.
And then in this commentary it says some other masters or commentators explains the first two Gade gone to the enlightened or the enlightenment of, I don't know, no, the enlightenment is the right word. Maybe enlightenment of the arhat of the hearer, and then Paragade explains going to the path of solitary realizers and achieving the fully enlightened, the arhat of that. And Parasamgade is going to the Mahayana path and achieving the fully enlightened state. So there are another kind of slightly different explanations of meaning of that mantra according to some others commentaries or some others teachers.
Un saskaņā ar citiem komentāriem vai skolotājiem, gāti var nozīmēt arī atbrīvošanos klausītāju ceļā. Pāragāte attiecās uz to arhatu ceļu, kas sasniedz atbrīvošanos kā vientuļie realizētāji, un pārasamgāte attiecās uz Mahajānas gaismības sasniegšanu.
Then, by condensing, summarizing, and advising and instructing and encouraging, Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. So, then at the end, Avalokiteshvara is kind of summarizing everything and saying Shariputra, referring to Shariputra, but also referring to everyone who is there in the audience there, saying that everyone, since the perfection of wisdom is so important, as had been explained so far, that is crucial to achieve all different spiritual goal of different three vehicles. So therefore, he encouraged that they should work hard for effort to actualize that because it is so important, so crucial.
Tad Avalokiteshvara apkopo un noslēdz teikto ar Šariputra bodhisattva brīžiem būtnēm šādi jāvingrinās dziļajā gudrības pilnveidošanā, un ar to arī tiek uzsvērts, ka ir jāliek pūles un darbs, lai sasniegtu šo mērķi.
And at the end is rejoicing.
Un pašās beigās ir priecāšanās vai līksmošana.
Then the Bhagavan arose from the concentrations and commended the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara Sherab, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice.
Un tai brīdī Bhagavāns pārtrauc meditatīvo absorpciju un uzteica cēlo Avalokiteshvāru, bodhisattva brīža būtni, teikdams, labi teikts, nav savām izcelsmi, tieši tā kā tu norādīji, tieši tādā veidā ir jāveic dziļā gudrības pilnveidošanas praksa, tad arī visi Tathagatas priecāsies.
Again, as I explained yesterday, for the Buddhas, there is no post-meditative state or meditative state. They are always in both, same time. While he is totally in meditative state, immersed one with the emptiness, totally, at the same time, he is able to be in post-meditative and to be able to help, benefit sentient beings at the same time. For the Bodhisattva sentient beings, it is not possible to have those things at the same time. The Buddha is able to do that. But here, it says that Buddha arose from the concentrations. Normally, in reality, Buddha does not arise from the concentration. He's always on the concentrations. But for the appearance of the disciples, what disciples saw externally was like as he was in concentration, and now he is coming out of concentrations. So they saw in that aspect, in that for the sentient being. But in reality, Buddha is always in concentration state all the time.
Kā jau es minēju vakardien, tad Budām nepastāv atšķirības starp meditatīvo un pēcmeditatīvo stāvokli, jo Buddhas var vienlaikus atrasties gan šajā meditatīvajā stāvoklī, gan arī miedarboties ar apkārtējo pasauli normālā veidā. Un tāpēc, šāds vienlaikus meditatīvais un pēcmeditatīvais stāvoklis nav iespējams bodhisattvām un parastajām būtnēm. Bet tas, ka šeit ir teikts Bhagavāns pārtrauc meditatīvo absorpciju, tas ir vienkārši tas, kā tas izskatījās parastajiem praktizētājiem, kaut arī Buddha joprojām turpina atrasties meditācijā vai meditatīvajā stāvoklī, neatkarīgi no tā, ko viņš dara, te vienkārši uzskatāmības dēļ. Tas ir tas, kā tas parādās mācekļiem.
And if you look from the whole conversation, one of the way you see here is Buddha was at the very beginning, before the conversation between Shariputra, under the blessing of him, Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara started. Buddha was totally went in that meditative concentrations, totally immersed into that meditations. At the same time, he was fully aware of all the conversation that they are going through. So at the end he was saying, well said, that is how it is like that, it is like that. So he was fully aware of whole conversation, everything that was going around. So he was doing both. On one, totally immersed in the meditative equipoise. At the same time, he was fully aware what was going and able to do that. For sentient beings, when they are totally in that shamatha or total meditative immerse in that way, then they can't see, they can't hear, they can't be aware of all these things.
Un sutrā mēs arī redzam, ka sutras sākumā Bhagavāns bija iegadījums meditatīvā absorpcijā, un sutras beigās viņš pārtrauc meditatīvo absorpciju un slavē, ka tieši tā jāveic gudrības pārveidošanas praksa. Tas nozīmē, ka kaut arī viņš visu laiku atradās šajā meditatīvās absorpcijas stāvoklī, viņš apzinājās to, kas notiek un spēja to uztvert. Savukārt tas nav iespējams parastajām jūtošajām būtnēm, jo kamēr parastās jūtošajās būtnes atrodas meditatīvā absorpcijā, viņas nespēja uztvert to, kas notiek viņām apkārt.
So here Buddha said, well said, well said. In first he is saying he is very happy and pleased with the Sherab explanations of the perfection of wisdom or about the emptiness. So it shows that Buddha was very pleased with his explanations. And when he said, well said 2 times, not only he is extremely pleased with his explanations, but also he affirmed that what he said was correct and right.
Un tad, kad Buddha saka, labi teikts, tad viņš ar to atzīst to pārunāto vai izteikto kā ļoti labu. Un tad viņš piekrīt visam teiktajam, kāpēc tie ir labi teikts. Izmantots 2 reizēs, teica, ka pirmkārt viņš priecājos par to, kas ir pateikts, un otrā kārtā viņš apstiprina teiktā patiesumu un gudrību.
And then, of course, the son of the lineage, because the Bodhisattvas is the Mahayana, as we said before, someone who has bodhicitta or compassion is the lineage here. And so, of course, the Bodhisattvas, our Logishola has incredible compassion. So, referred to that. And it is like that, saying that the way you have explained is perfectly correct and is reaffirming that what Bodhisattva said is truth and is reliable and is correct, is not incorrect. And so, having said 2 times, is like that, is in order to give confidence into the disciples, confidence into all the audience that was there, to make sure that what the way and what Avalokiteshvara explained, there was nothing wrong and incorrect. It was perfectly correct and right, and totally assuring everyone that that is how it is.
Dēls ar labu izcelsmi, kā mēs vakar jau minējām, tas attiecās uz to, ka šai būtnēm praktizētājiem piemīt bodhicitta. Tas nozīmē, ka no bodhicittas visa šī praksa izaug, un mēs varam nešaubīties par to, ka Avalokiteshvaram bodhicitta bija augstā līmenī. Un nākošais teikums tieši tā, kā tu norādīji, tieši tādā veidā, faktiski 2 reizes tiek pateikts tieši tā, vai tieši tādā veidā. Tas pirmām kārtām apstiprina, ka teiktais bija pilnīgi pareizs, un otram kārtām tas arī iedrošina visus praktizētājus, ka ar teikto ir viss kārtībā, un tam var piekrist.
And just as there is saying in Tibetan, the important things have to be repeated again and again. So therefore I think here that even though Shariputra, Avalokiteshvara just contains at the very beginning, therefore everyone has to develop, actualize the perfection of wisdom. Again, Buddha kind of emphasized again that same thing when he said one should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. So saying that, encouraging encouraging for the disciples to engage into the practice of the perfection of wisdom, just as Avalokiteshvara indicated.
Un tiešām valodā pat ir tāds izteiciens, ka svarīgas lietas ir labi atkārtot vairākas reizes. Un tieši tāds arī notiek šajā gadījumā, ka Buddha apstiprina to, ko Avalokiteshvara ir teicis, un arī iedrošina pārējos kārto viss ir kārtībā.
And then even the Tathagatas rejoice here means Buddha is saying, not only I rejoice for your explanations and all the conversations between that, not only all the audience who were there, all the bodhisattvas, all the monks, all the humans, Lord and Gandavas and all this, not only everyone who is here rejoice, but all the other Buddhas, all the other Tathagatas of 30 times also rejoice for that teaching or that conversation.
Un pēdējā teikuma daļa tad arī viss Tathagāts priecāsies norāda uz to, ka par to bija iepriecināti ne tikai visi klātesošie mūki, bodhisattvas un pārējie, bet arī, ka visi pārējie Tathagātas, jeb Buddhas, par to ir priecīgi.
The Bhagavan having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharitatita Putra, the Bodhisattva Master of Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding the entire along the courts of the gods, humans, asuras, and Gandavas were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. So, after Buddha spoke it, then everyone's there were overly joyous and feel so relief and confidence into the conversation that Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara had. Once Buddha spoke about that, when he said, well said, this, it is like that, it's like that. So it gives them a lot of confidence in those teachings, which are given by the Avalokiteshvara, and confidence and greatly trust in their teachings, more trust in their teachings, and give them a great joy, great happiness, and then of course everyone prays for what Buddha spoke, for what Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara engage in the conversations.
Un pēdējā rīko, tad, kad Bhagavāns iebildi šos vārdus, ielīgs mājās cienījamais Shariputra un cēlēs Avalokiteshvāra bodhisattva nižā būtne. Un visi tur sanākušie un arī pasaules dievi cilvēki, pusdievu un gandarbs, un visi autos slavējušos Bhagavāna vārdus. Un tas, kas te ir pateikts, ka klātesošie ļoti, tad, kad Buddha bija iedrošinājis un apliecinājis, ka tas, ko Pišvāra bija teicis, ka tas ir patiesa un uz to var paļauties, tad viņiem radās uzticība un pārliecība, un tad viņi arī sāka priecāties un uzteica, slavēja viņus par šo vērtīgo sarunu un mācību.
So I think with that we finish the Heart Sutra. So any questions? Yes, please.
Yes, you mentioned in the beginning the name of the commentary. What was that? Just
it is by one of the masters, Ven.Geshe Sherab. Okay. Ven.Geshe Sherab. And I don't know which century he might be, but he has written so many commentaries on both Sutra and Tantaras. And he originally comes from Sherab monastery. And the name of the title of the commentary says the commentary of Heart Sutra, the sun clarifying. So the name of that is the sun clarifying the suchness of profound, or emptiness of profound, or profound emptiness, maybe that might, profound emptiness or profound suchness. The sun clarifying the profound emptiness. So that is the title of the commentaries.
Ar to arī mēs varam noslēgt sirds sutras apskatīšanu. Mums tagad ir laiks jautājumiem, ja tādi ir. Uzreiz arī zīmīgs jautājums no zāles. Sākumā tika minēts nosaukums un autors šim komentāram, un tad skolotājs nosauca šī komentāra autoru, un cenšoties radīt kaut kādas kļūdas šajā nosaukumā, es to neatkārtošu. Tas tika pateikts citiešu valodā, bet komentāra nosaukuma tulkojums varētu būt saule, kas izgaismo augstākā tādējādi. Vai arī alternatīvs variants tukšuma izcilība.
Yes, please.
And like that, if we use this Heart Sutra for meditation, how we should do it?
Well, of course, like any other practice, you start with the right motivations, correct motivations of bodhicitta. Then you can start reading it, and then maybe if you are meditating, let's say for 1 day or for 1 week or for 1 month, where it's a also the 5 behold or beheld the 5 aggregate also as a empty of truly inherent existence. When it comes to that point, then you can try to meditate on the emptiness of the person, selflessness. You can do that. Or you can actually recite that and go until where it says form is emptiness. Before you say that form is emptiness, you can do the same thing. Person is emptiness. Person is emptiness, emptiness persons, emptiness not other than person, person is not other than emptiness. So you use the persons in the same way, and then you try to do the analysis of first you try to allow to have a strong sense of I or self. By visualizing something or by remembering something which kind of bring you strong sense of me or I. And then while that strong sense of me or I is there from one corner of the mind, from one side of the mind, in a skillful way, in a subtle way, you try to kind of observe, watch it, how you feel I at that point. How does the I or me appear to you at that point, to your mind? And how does you or your mind grasp that I to exist? And so identifying with that kind of, by doing that, observing, then we are trying to identify the ignorance and trying to understand the ignorance better, and also trying to identify the object of negations, because we are not trying to negate all the self. There are self which exists and there are self which does not exist, but our ignorance grabs and believes it exists. So therefore we have to identify the right self to be negated. And so that is where you try to do with that, trying to identify the self to be negated. That point is important. If we miss that point, then the rest of the other practice might not be so effective. It's like the enemy is here and you are trying to shoot this way, the opposite way. You miss the target. And so therefore, yeah.
Tad, ja mēs jautājums bija par to, kā mums meditēt, ja mēs vēlamies meditēšanai izmantot sirds sutru, tad atbilde ir tāda, ka mēs sākam meditāciju, kā ir citu meditāciju ar motivāciju par bodhicitu. Un pēc tam, kad mums radīt šī bodhicitas motivācija, tad mēs varam lasīt šo sutru, vai tas būtu, vai mēs to taisam šo meditāciju uz vienu dienu, vai taisam to uz nedēļu, vai uz mēnesi, un lasām to līdz tā ir vietai, kur ir teikts, nevainojami jāredz arī 5 energāti kā tukši, no pašnoteikts eksistences, vai faktiski turpat arī ir nākošais forma ir tukšums ir forma. Tad mēs varam, ja mēs meditējam par, piemēram, personas tukšumu, tad mēs varam aizstāt šo formu ar personu. Tad persona ir tukša, tukšums ir persona. Un tad mēs varam analizēt, kādā veidā šis es ir tukšs vai kā viņš pastāv. Un pirmais solis, lai mēs sāktu to darīt, ir mums ir jāuztver, jādabūt tā es sajūta. Mēs varam vizualizēt kādu gadījumu, kurā mums šī es sajūta parādās spēcīgā veidā, un tad vienlaikus no kāda prāta nostūra vērot, kā šis es parādās un kā mūsu prāts, kā mūsu prātam šķiet, kā šis es pastāv, kas tas tāds es ir. Un tad vienlaikus mēs arī varam vērot, kādā veidā šī neziņa darbojās. Un ir ļoti arī svarīgi uztvert pareizi šo objektu, no kura mēs vēlamies atbrīvoties, noliegumu objektu, tātad atrast to pareizo es, no kura mēs vēlamies tikt vaļā, jo mēs nevēlamies tikt vaļā no sevis pavisam. Un, ja mēs nepareizā veidā mēģinām identificēt nepareizi to es, tad attiecīgi arī pārējā sekojošā meditācija nebūs tik efektīva. Un to var pielīdzināt gadījumam, ja ienaidnieks atrodas mums vienā pusē, tad mēs mēķējam uz pavisam citu pusi. Tā kā ir ļoti svarīgi